Kuklinski apologized, didn't he? I read in the paper.
I don't care. He'd be gone for 6 months if it was sitting here.
Okay, this is coming.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, we're live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our special meeting of March 24th, 2021. I want to call the meeting to order. Does any member of council have any pecuniary or financial interest to declare? Mr. Brown? Okay, you'll do so at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. You have seen the minutes of February 16, 2021. Is there any errors or omissions to the minutes? Seeing none, I entertain a motion.
Moved by Debbie Kuklinski, seconded by Carl Keel, motion to approve minutes of special meeting held on February 16th, 2021.
All those in favor? It's carried. Thank you. So you have in front of you, council, all the meetings that are scheduled for the next month. Thank you.
Yes, John.
Yes?
April 13th is marked down twice, is that, should be the 13th?
No, it is two. We're doing
13th and
interviews, so we have all the 14th.
Yeah.
The 13th and the 14th.
Oh, because it's marked 13th twice.
There's another one.
Oh,
There's a new one, yeah.
And that, my apologies, John, for not calling you and Carl to let you guys know that the meetings were moved.
The students were in kind of the students
Yeah.
were in lockdown because of COVID-19, so we had to change the dates to accommodate the students who were interested.
So these are all.
Did you get that then, John?
Mhm.
That's it.
Just to make sure.
If he doesn't have, I have an extra one here.
You have we have an extra one, John.
So this is.
Ted, could you pass it? Thank you. So all the meetings are marked there, okay? Council, this evening, we do have a delegation, and there are no strangers to these chambers, and it's just different seeing you, Phil and Kathy, seeing you up on the screen, but welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll pass it over to you. And council, they're here to talk. There was a piece of paper on your desk tonight, and it's very well done. And but anyways, it's about the Killaloe Kids Book Fest, which we're really proud that they're having that again this year. So did you find it? It looks like this.
One sheet of paper.
Okay, so I'll pass it over to you. Thank you very much for being here this evening.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Council. We're really happy to be here. I'm not going to read the document, but I'll just give you the highlights of it. And none of it will come as a surprise. We've all been living in this pandemic world for the last year or so. But last year, which was January of 2020, we had to put the Book Fest on hiatus. We hadn't anticipated the pandemic, which would have canceled anything we could have set up anyways. But what we really wanted to do was to do our fair share in support of the expansion of the library. And so since we only had so much money in our bank account and we weren't prepared to go out to ask for sponsorship money last year, we decided to put the Book Fest on hiatus and invest the money that we had committed to the expansion, which we were thrilled and excited to be able to do. So in the new library, you'll see some really neat things like moving shelves and a new children's table. And we were happy to be able to be a small part of that. Bill, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm happy.
So when it looked like the pandemic wasn't going to go anywhere soon, we started to think, okay, what do we do about the Book Fest in its current, the way it's currently set up is very in person, very close, and we knew that that wasn't going to be a possibility. So we researched other alternatives through the fall, other possible models, because even at that time, authors were coming to us and saying, you know, we'll do virtual visits. But our schools weren't anywhere close to feeling comfortable in getting that kind of thing organized. They had enough to do with getting through their day-to-day business. So that's when we looked into the idea of a Killaloe reading trail, and we thought there's a kind of a permanent legacy that the Book Fest can encourage and perhaps sponsor, and that would be on public land and shareable all year round, as opposed to simply when an author came to visit. So we've been working on that with Chris. It's part of, I think, you know, the grant proposal that's currently under consideration called Killaloe Paths to Wellness. We're excited about that. But then while we were busy thinking about reading trails, the two principals that we've been working with took initiative upon themselves, once they felt their schools were ready, to relook at the whole idea of virtual authors. And they went out and got grants to have 3 authors come this spring. So anybody who's got children in either Killaloe Public or St. Andrews will have a chance to enjoy the Killaloe Kids Book Fest in 2021 virtually. So we're really, really pleased about that. And we still had some money left in our coffers that we were able to purchase books, because that's really important, that the kids have a chance to look at the books before the author comes. So we just wanted to give you a quick update, and as well to take this opportunity to thank all of you so much, because without your support over the last couple of years, we wouldn't have been able to sustain this book fest in the way that we have. And we don't often get the opportunity to thank you, Mayor and Council, but we thought we'd take advantage of this evening to do that, because without you, it would not have been as successful as it's been.
Well, thank you very much, Kathy. I think that, and I think Council will agree with me, Kathy and Phil, we need to thank you. Without volunteers like the both of you, these things would never come to our beautiful village. So I think Council wants to thank you for all your efforts, all your hard work. It takes special people to be able to do these kind of things, and bringing such good authors here, and you know, putting Killaloe on the map in the library world. That's so important. So it is really nice that you came this evening to chat with us, and we thank you for giving us thanks, but really the thanks go to you both. So on behalf of everybody that benefits from this, thank you very much, and thank you for being here this evening. Would you entertain questions if Council has?
Of course, if anyone has any questions.
Carl?
I would like to thank you for thanking us. Thank you very much.
Anyone else have anything to add or say? I think I said it all, Kathy. So good luck, and we will be waiting to hear back all the good news about how successful. This will be a new trend, the virtual. And I did they asked me, the KPS asked me to do a little talk with the kids, and I did it virtually, and it went really well. They asked me questions, and it was fun. It's different, and but it's successful. Yes, so I'm sure.
Yeah, a number of our authors have said to us, you know, we will miss being able to come to Killaloe, because they do find it a very special place. So hopefully in the future, we'll be able to have visits in person. But for now, I think the virtual visits are a great option.
Absolutely. Well, I don't think there's any other questions. So again, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for all that you do. And we look forward to hearing all the good news coming back and how successful it is. And
okay, thanks very much.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good night.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So you could text Chris. Yeah, tell him Chris to come. Now Bob isn't going to be with us because he's at a training session, as is Chris, but Chris is going to step out to talk with us. But did you have an opportunity to look at Bob's report? If you could take a minute and have a look at it, if there's any
It
questions,
was emailed to us. so,
then we
yeah.
could,
And a copy was given.
yeah, and there's a copy on your desk as well. You were emailed a copy. So if you have any questions, I could take them down and maybe I could talk to Bob on a different day. Do you need a minute to have a look through? I'll give you a minute while we're waiting for Chris.
You did say that there was one brush fire
Yes,
last evening at Highway 16 near the Township Garage. That's not on there.
okay. Okay. Any questions? Okay, well, you could take it home. If there's questions, I'm sure you could give Bob a call, okay? All right, any word back from Chris?
Not yet.
Okay, so then we could move on. Dean is on?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we, hi Dean, how are you?
I'm fine. Yourself, Janice?
Could we have your report, please?
Yeah. So since the last meeting, February 16th, 2021, we were steaming some culverts, grading roads when we can, brushing with both the tractor and the chipper. We've been cold patching and opening up ditch lines for the spring runoff. Maintenance on equipment, oil change, etc., greasing. We're also doing maintenance on our street sweeper. If the weather continues to be as mild as it is, we might be starting ahead of schedule usually. So that's it's a good sign. We had to get a bucket truck in to repair a broken wire on two of the streetlights here in Killaloe, which was caused by a broken tree branch from one of the windstorms that came through a while ago. And also, so there was some trees alongside of some of the roads as well. We had a few calls about some of the gravel roads this year being muddy. The frost there this year came out of the road grades fairly quickly, which resulted in some of the water pooling on the roads. And those areas, which were mainly in low-lying areas, could not be graded right away due to the amount of water on the road, but were addressed when we could grade them. It helped a lot, though, too, then with the nights were cold. It really dried it up with the wind as well, so it dried up some of the roads fairly quickly. That on that note, we had a phone call, and I guess we got an email about Lisk Road. So I was asked.
Sorry,
Sorry?
Dean. Sorry, Dean. I'll just ask you till council finds the letter. It says. So,
Was it in our package mailed to us, or?
it was mailed to us.
Okay, all right, then I know which part to look for.
Sorry, Dean, we're just looking for it, okay?
That's fine, perfect.
All right. It's an email, it looks like that. It's from Bonnie Zilney. And it's concerning Lisk Road.
Chris is not on.
Okay. Okay, got it.
I know where it is, so I'll find it. I know where it is.
Okay, Dean,
Yes.
okay, sorry, can I ask you to wait? Chris is in a training session and he stepped out to give his report. Could I take his report ahead of you so he can get back to the training?
Absolutely, there's no problem there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, council, so we need to go to Chris's report then. It looks like this. Sorry, Chris, I don't want to hold you up because I know you're in training. So
okay.
if you want to go ahead with your report, please.
Okay, I'll just get Sue to share my screen here.
Can you do it? No? Yeah.
Can you go, Chris?
No, it's not letting me just share the screen yet.
You are screen sharing, it says online.
I know.
I think you have to give him the controls,
I know.
because you're sharing yours. So I think we have to be able to get him to share his. I think.
It's not working, eh, Chris?
No, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Well, there you go.
Stop the share.
Well, okay,
We have a copy of it here. I know it's just a.
we all have a,
If it,
Yeah.
everybody has a copy?
we all have a copy, so go ahead, okay?
Okay. Just give me a second here. I'm gonna pull mine up then another way. Okay. Everybody can hear me okay? Okay. So, item number 1, Canada Day. So you've all had a chance to review the letter that I sent, and this is just an update from the recreation meeting, but we're looking at having 2 fireworks shows, 2 different launch locations being KPS and Cheryl Boyd Park, and then adding in a duck race to that. Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow here. Item number 2, Easter. So the volunteer rec group has decided that they're not going to do their normal Easter egg hunt. So we've had to improvise and come up with something. So looking at having an event at Station Park with groups of 25 children at a time. It'll be bring your own basket. It's called the Easter Egg Exchange because basically when the kids find 20 eggs, they exchange them for a bag of candy that's been pre-packed. The children will have 30 minutes to find the eggs. The eggs will be sanitized, rehidden. The next group comes through in 45-minute cycles, and it's got a 200-person capacity, but it could be increased if need be. Environmental action tour. I was hoping this year to have an official launch and send off at Station Park. $1,000 in prizes, 10 free garbage tags per participating household, free high visibility souvenir and t-shirt for the first 100 registrants, and free barbecue and a socially distanced meet and greet. And then here's some item number 4, just some save the dates. Easter, Saturday, April 3rd. Environmental Action Tour, May 29th. Environmental Action Tour Rain Day, May 30th. Canada Day, July 1st. And then if it's a rain day, July 2nd. Irish Gathering being the 28th. And a rain check in case we do get shut down or something happens. That would be September 25th. Item number 5, I'm not sure what Kathy presented, but we have submitted the grant for the Killaloe Pathways to Community Wellness. This is a drawing of the kind of mock-up that we're looking at having there. The first part being the fit trail and the reading walk. I just want to say thank you to the community for all your letters of support. We got a lot of letters of support from the community. And special thanks to the Friends of the Library, Kathy and Phil. They've been great partners to work with. It's amazing with everybody working together that this project's come through in such a short amount of time. They have extended the deadline from April until May because they got so many applicants. So we'll know by at least May 14th if we have got that. There is a second round. So if we aren't successful on the first one, we can always go again on the second one. Item number 6, Snowdown. This was a huge success. I'm really excited about how it all rolled out. We had 66 entries. The voting is now completed. We will be actually doing something a little bit different. We are going to be announcing the winners tomorrow live on the air on Star 96.7. Brian Burton reached out and asked if they could help us promote it. And I thought that'd be such a cool way for the community to be able to check it out. So the video has actually reached over 7,000 people with over 5,500 views, over 80 shares, and over 350 votes. So that is by a lot a record-breaking post. We've never had anything like that before. So hopefully this is just the beginning. But it shows the value of partnerships and how our reach, just through working with 2 different partners, has greatly improved our visibility online. So I'm extremely excited about that. Another awesome thing on the online world, number 7 about Facebook. So I'll just quickly explain, because to me, honestly, I didn't even know the difference between a follow and a like. So when someone likes a page, they're showing the support for that page. The page can then show up about the section of a person's account under their likes. A Facebook follow is a person who has chosen to see the updates posted by a page in their newsfeed. So follows is more what we want. So we have finally reached the 1,000 follower mark. This is a huge accomplishment. Currently, we have 1,237 followers. So the likes at 10 months ago when I started was 789. So that's an increase of 448 people in 10 months. And now we have also over 1,000 likes. So we have 1,049. And that's an increase of 297. So statistically, because we are now over the 1,000 follower and like mark, we're likely see exponential growth. And that just has to do with the connections. By the more people that are following our stuff, they're more likely to share it, and then their reach extends. So it's really, now we should see a lot of growth. And again, partnering is key. Since we've been partnering with other municipalities, that exposes us to their ratepayers, to their followers, and then it grows from there. So I'm really, really happy about this. It's definitely a big thing for us. So item number 8, this is just a quick update. It haven't released the exact scheduling, but I have gotten confirmation that the premiere for Salvage Kings Season 2 will be on April 19th. So I've been told that as soon as they know, they will be letting me know, and we should know in the next 1 or 2 weeks when the actual episode at Hope Farm is going to air. And I will, of course, advise council and staff when that happens, and hopefully we can host some sort of virtual premiere party or something awesome like that. Moving forward, just some other quick updates. The outdoor rinks are officially closed for the season. That warm weather pretty much ate them up pretty quick. I took an additional LGBT plus and diversity and tourism training on March 9th. I had an Irish gathering meeting the March 9th. The next gathering meeting is the 21st at 7 p.m. I've met twice with the BIA group, the 11th and the 23rd. This year they will not be able to get in under the budget because it's going to be too close. So we're just looking at doing a project, a small project, and looking to present to the municipality a formal something in the later of next year. So I'll of course keep you updated on that. And I've been helping out with the Renfrew County Vaccine Clinic call center yesterday, and I will be doing that tomorrow as well. And then finally, you got my letter about the drone. So no, I won't go through all that, but there's a lot of really good uses that we could use it for. And I think it would be a great community asset. Building on this following that we have on our Facebook and our group, people are definitely getting interested in what's going on in Killaloe Richards. So it'd be great to provide them with more creative things that will make them want to come here, live here, visit here, and also, and as a functional aspect of our municipality as well, for all of the things: community development, tourism, economic development, building inspection, asset management, fire and rescue, and water leveling. So that's my report.
Thank you. Chris, we forgot to tell Brian the date of that Irish gathering meeting, because that's a meeting of all of us here.
I sent Brian an email.
Okay, so Brian, you know it's April. It's not March though, it's April 21st. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start from the beginning then. Item number 1, questions, comments about Canada Day. Looks like an exciting time. Item number 2, Easter. Number 3, the environmental tour. Number 4, the important dates. Number 5, pathways to wellness. Number 6, Snowdown. Ted?
Yeah, just wondering what time you're gonna be on the radio tomorrow.
8:30, it should be just after 8:30. Brian said to call at 8:30, and then I'll be on shortly after that. So we're actually gonna be live, so we've never done that before. So I'm pretty excited about that. And it's definitely gonna be a great thing for the community to listen in on. So yeah, 8:30 tomorrow on Star 96, Pembroke's Pure Country.
Good, thank you so much. Brian?
Yeah, Chris, I just wanted to pass on, I've been getting a lot of good comments on that snow down. All your hard work is obviously paying off. It's an excellent thing that you put together.
Thank you.
Chris, I want to pass on just that you partnered with 2 other municipalities. That's so, it's so great for us and for the other 2 municipalities to benefit from something that partnerships can be created, and that's due to you. I don't know if it's you that reached out or they reached out, but it doesn't matter. I think council is very supportive of any partnerships that you can have with other municipalities as we proceed with some of your plans, okay? So
Okay, thank you.
Number 7. Number 8.
Sorry, I was just a question, Chris. I know, Facebook, great and everything like that. Any thoughts on an Instagram account? Because I know Instagram reaches a lot of the younger folks.
Is Twitter old now? Oh, I never.
No,
did
it's
that.
all about, it's all about demographic, right? So I think maybe the next step would be to kind of examine, if it's council's wish, I can examine the demographic and see what further social media would be useful. I agree, definitely Instagram is a good one, Twitter's a good one, but they all depend on the demographic that you're trying to reach. So I can definitely look into that and see what's best, and then present it to council, or I can go ahead and just try to get it going, whatever council would prefer.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I think you should just go ahead. I think you should, yeah.
Just go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody good with that?
yeah.
Okay, good, okay. Anything else on number 7? Number 8? And number 9? Carl?
I got nothing against the drone, Chris, but I didn't like the $3,000 insurance a year.
Yeah, the insurance is kind of, the insurance quote that I did get was for 2 drones that basically cost $10,000 each. And the work that they're doing is extremely high aerials, more dangerous, close work. Our insurance wouldn't be that. It would be lower. It's just, that's the high mark of that industry, because it is technically considered an aircraft. A lot of people don't get it, but the insurance is obviously recommended that we do. And so I just explored it based on the only example that he had. No one else from our insurance, no one else had submitted anything to our insurance other than that one example. And it's kind of a bad example because it's really not even close to what we're looking to get. So he kind of told me that's the high mark, but to probably expect that it would be lower, and they would go through the official process to see exactly how it would be when we wanted to do that. So I didn't want to say something too low and then get caught. So that's kind of why I developed it like that. But one thing that I did write in there is that if we decided to provide businesses with that service at a lower cost than what they would get, we could, in essence, pay the cost of the insurance back after a certain amount of uses, depending on what we decided that surcharge would be, because we could easily do that, provided at half the cost of the businesses or another municipality or something, supporting them, but then getting money back in return to support the costs of that. And especially if it's not fully $3,000, we could easily recoup that cost through that, while still supporting our community partners and the community organizations. So I apologize, it is a bit high, but I didn't want to come in too low and then everyone be shell shocked by the cost of it. So.
Smart move, Chris, smart move.
That was great, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Well, we'll talk about that later with council, okay? Let's get it and then see how everything goes, and we'll find out the true cost, and then council can decide whether or not we want to be open to that kind of business. I don't like taking business from business, offering a service that businesses offer. So I know it's just new out there, but something we'll think about later if that's okay.
Okay, so am I putting it on hold, or do you say I'm getting it and then getting the insurance after, or sorry, what's the?
No, get the drone, go ahead and get it.
Okay. And the license and everything?
Yes.
And then wait
we'll
to see what happens with the,
Yeah, we'll wait to see. If the insurance is $3,000, then we may be open for business.
Should we wait
And
and get
discuss
an
this?
insurance quote before we get
And
the
discuss
drones?
this?
Well, it's up to, I've already said yes to it, so I think I had a committee that said yes. Who was on the committee
It
that
was the
said
rec
yes?
committee that
Yeah,
said
we
yes.
had 4 people that said yes, so I told them to go ahead, but if the rest of you can change our mind not to.
Well, we haven't had no insurance quotes, we haven't had,
Well, that's what he's saying. If the
That's the
insurance
thing.
quote is high, we could he could provide a service to recoup that money.
and it would be well below the cost of what they would normally be paying. So it's just something to pay we're not raking anyone over the coals. We're just providing a service at a lower cost to support the insurance if it is really high. If it's not high, then we won't have to worry about that. But I just thought of that as an extra so that we wouldn't be on the hook for that if it is expensive.
Brian?
Yeah, I just would add to that, I fully support the idea of the drone, Chris. I read your letter and you really convinced me about all the different uses. I had no idea how many different places we could actually use it in the municipality.
County uses
And I agree that if there is costs like that, somehow we can recover them. So, yeah, I fully support it.
Okay, then, since I'm hearing negative, those that approve of us going ahead, pick up your hand. 1, 2, 3, 5. So, okay, go ahead. Okay, Chris, you have the majority of the council. Go ahead. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else on Chris's report? Okay, thank you, Chris. You can go back to your training, okay?
Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, Dean, sorry that I held you up. We can go back now. Council, all of you have the letter from Bonnie Zilney, the email?
Yes.
Okay, so Dean, I asked Dean and Carl and I went out for a drive and had a drive on this road. And then I asked Dean, she said in her conversation with me on the phone that it's costing a lot of money to maintain it, so you should do a survey to find out what kind of money it would be and then how much it would cost to do it. So I asked Dean to prepare for council in your consideration if we should go ahead. So Dean, can I pass that over to you then, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So like Janice said, she had asked there to do just a kind of a estimated cost and what it costs per year to maintain that road. So this is just the summer months, mind. Yes. So it's an estimated of roughly $7,000 a year for grading, either with the truck or the grader. So after we put the calcium down, we try not to disturb it, so it doesn't turn back into to dust or whatever. So normally we then just grade from Highway 60 to just past the end of the swamp. So roughly we spend per year on Lisk Road is roughly $3,000 for calcium. That's without any gravel being put down or whatever. That's just $7,000 for grading, and that's $3,000 for calcium roughly per summer year. The surface treatment for the entire road from Highway 60 to Mountain View would be roughly 125 to 130,000 just on surface treatment alone. That's just going by historical costs, what in the previous past. Gravel, so which would be the sub base, which would be the B gravel for the low-lying area in the swamp, plus the A gravel would be roughly $50,000 to do the complete road. The geotech cloth for the low-lying area would be to put it down and then do your base on top and then your A gravel on top of that. It would cost roughly around $2,000. Culverts and install would be roughly $20,000. With all the rock on that S corner up to Mountain View, you wouldn't get your proper width for surface treatment. And I think with the first snow plow of the year or in the springtime when it's soft, I do think that it'll be gone because you cannot get your proper elevations. And when that S corner that's there and there's a few rocks and that, you're steady moving in and out with your truck. So I think that the wing, whenever it catches, could catch some of the corner of the surface treatment. And I do think that it would rip it out. And I don't think it'd be there very long. That being said, Lisk Road, it does need repairs. So in applying, I think applying $50,000 worth of gravel would certainly improve that area. But again, this is council's decision. So I thought I'd just bring it to their attention. So.
Thank you, Dean. Good job. Well done. Carl?
So roughly, you're talking $200,000 close.
Correct.
To pave it.
Yeah, I said to Dean when we were going out there before I looked at it, I said, "What, we should be able to do it for about 60,000." And he said, "Oh, I don't think so." But anyway, then we drove the road and it's true. I got to see it. You know, when you imagine what it looks like, but when you actually go and drive it. And then I said, just chip. And Dean said the plow would take that stuff off really quick, just because of the surface underneath. And so anyways, he was able to convince me that maybe the best route is to put the B and the A on, and that should help because it's very, very wet there. It washes out. So Debbie first, and then Brian.
How many kilometers is this?
1.5.
Okay.
Brian?
It's actually a little farther than that. It's close. It's close to 1.8 for one.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, Dean, my question is, so it's $50,000 for gravel. Do we need the culverts and that put in then before that gravel would be put on? Is that your?
It wouldn't, yeah, we could put the B gravel would be in that low-lying area. We had recently put culverts in there, so those culverts would be good, but right off just coming off of Highway 60, there's another low-lying area that a culvert should be changed there, and as well up further. We could do some culverts before the gravel, but we could wait till after too, because it's only gravel, so we could potentially dig it up after.
Any other questions, council?
I just want to tell council,
Okay.
when we first amalgamated, Dean, you weren't here. We had no money, and we had to fix that swamp in there where it's so wet, and we had to put winter sand on it. That's the only thing we had.
Yeah,
Remember?
we were broken.
Sorry for this.
No, that's the truth.
Mud, Dean.
I can lucky we had a shovel, yeah. Okay, any other questions of Dean? Stanley?
Dean, I read that a letter there from Tara there about the cycle.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
And it was, it sounds like he would like to change the whole picture there with, instead of the roll-offs, he wants those front-end pickup bins, eh?
Yes, that's correct, Stanley, yeah.
Now, he has put in a figure here at the bottom. Pricing, $850 HST, and that's weekly price?
That's what it says.
That's what it says here.
The proposed weekly price.
That's, like, does that sound anywhere as close to what we're paying or?
It's close, Stanley. The only thing is he's saying there in his email there, the letter, that they're only going to supply with 5 bins. And those 2 bins that would be at each site, they're only 8 cubic yards. In my opinion, we would definitely need more of them if we were to go to that route. That being just because, you know yourself, we have 40 plus cubic yard bins right now. And with the pickup in the village of Killaloe on a Tuesday, we go through one of them per week, and that's 40 cubic yards. So like they're supplying us with the front end, but they're only supplying like 2 bins basically per site. There's 5 bins, but I think 1 would be for cardboard, and then the other 2 would be for recycling and fibers all mixed together for like a single stream. It wouldn't be a dual stream like we're currently doing. It'd be a single stream.
Now, in those bins, how would you compact that cardboard?
No, you don't.
You don't, it goes loose, Stanley. And then when they come with their truck, they just pick the bin up and it goes over their cab and then dumps it into the back of their truck, eh? So yeah, and then how would we dump the recycling that we pick up in the village? Like we have those recycling bins in the trailer. You'd have to have some kind of they'd have to be down lower somehow to be able to throw it in. And yeah, there's no compacting it though, Stanley. It's just all thrown in loose.
This one stream recycling, I mean, that would be a bit of a help, but
Yeah, that's your.
the end result, I can't see anything real valuable in here.
That's when Dean talked to me about this, it was very nice of them to go through the trouble of giving us those quotes and we have to tell Joe, because we appreciate that, but I don't think we can afford this, council, and so Dean thought it was a heftier price that we'd have to pay, so he was recommending we not do business with them at this time. Unless council felt differently, that's what he was.
Yeah, the only nice thing is the contract, but
Yeah,
the bottom line is, it's very, very expensive to me and to me, that 8 cubic yard container, when we start putting cardboard boxes in there, how many boxes?
might get 10.
You put in that,
You buy a fridge in the store.
Yeah.
so it's,
And we're paying for air,
Yeah.
We're paying for air, so.
so I don't know, unless he can come and explain that in a lot better way than the others explained in this pamphlet, in the printout. I can't see that helping us any.
Yeah, that's what Dean and I, we chatted and we didn't think we would be able to do business with them. Not now.
The only thing,
Go ahead, Dean.
the only thing is we could see if they give us another price for the cardboard, if something happened with their current supplier, like cardboard and continuing doing the double stream over here, if they could give us a price on that, what we're currently doing right now with our 40 plus cubic yard bins, if that would be something the council would consider.
Was he interested in doing that when we talked with him, though, Dean? I didn't think he was interested in that, or am I wrong?
He was overly, because because then there'd be other trucks, not their trucks going in, it'd be one of our hired trucks going into their site kind of thing. So there's no harm in asking him, but it kind of felt like that way too, yes.
I just got the feeling he wasn't really interested in that, but I mean, if council wants, we could ask him for those prices, just to get a better feel. How about council, you want him to go and ask Joe?
Might as well ask.
Okay, so Dean, they're all,
asking.
yeah, we may as well ask him and then we'll know.
Okay.
Any, Tara? Okay, can I just go back to the Zilney then? Council then, Dean, you're saying it would cost $50,000. Now, all we have in the budget for, I guess, A is 90,000. So are you suggesting that would all come out of that 90, then we'd have hardly any left, right?
No, we have We have a pile of B gravel already crushed at one of the local pits. So that it's already there, so that would go towards it. As well as we do have some A gravel as well stockpiled up, so that would come out of that pile as well. So that'd be roughly $50,000 for the A gravel and the B gravel to that road. And we do have that, most of it, not most of it, but quite a bit of it in stock.
This says, I wanted council to know, I'm gonna be asking them if they wanna, what their feelings are on that road then, or if we have to come up with the money. Debbie,
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Jen. So in saying that, Dean, so the 90 that's in the budget for gravel is additional?
That's other places.
But that's stuff that we're gonna crush later, that we don't have in stock.
That's right. That's the stuff he's got 90,000 for this year to crush. And
Yes.
he talked about putting it on all the roads
Yes.
throughout the municipality
Yeah.
where it's needed.
Okay, I got it.
So everybody will get a little piece of that.
Got it.
Okay, so, council then, he's saying he's got most of the material. We have a request to have some work done. What's council's wishes?
Before,
Go ahead.
sorry for
No,
interrupting,
no.
but before we got too far into that.
Yeah.
I went for a drive with Dean as well, he showed me that.
Yeah.
But the reason for the drive was for Wildlife Road.
Yes, go around the,
From Round Lake Road
Yeah.
to the crossroads.
yeah.
And it's just like soup. Dean did talk to me about graveling that as well.
Now, he was telling me he was gonna use some of the new stuff that he did
Yeah,
on
I
there.
just want to make
Oh.
sure everybody's aware that we might need gravel for there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
We're thinking
Now,
about
he's asking for $90,000 worth of material, and then he said that he'd be putting it in some of those areas that was requested. Dean, was that your intent, or am I speaking out of turn?
No, that was right. We would put some on Wildlife Road from the first part of Round Lake Road to, well, we do probably the whole road with it. And then, like I said, then there's other roads that we'll be putting the gravel on as well within the $90,000.
He told me that was his intent, that's why I didn't, talk about it, because he, that's what he did. Okay, so, any other questions on,
We have stockpiled enough material to do this work, right, Dean?
that's just what he said, yes.
Yeah, we should have, Carl, yes.
Okay, any further questions before I call for the vote? And it would be putting down the $50,000 worth of a B and then A. Okay. All those in favor? Thank you, it's carried. Okay, Dean, so that's a go. Now, could we write a letter back, Sue, telling her that council's not prepared? We did the review, because she's asking for a review. We did the review, and it was presented to council, and that it's too, this point in time, it's too expensive to lay down the top. So we're going to be putting down $50,000 worth of A and B gravel, and hopefully that'll help eliminate some of the problems they have in the spring. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, Dean, anything on that further?
Nothing on that further, no.
All right, well then you can continue. You have your direction about that, okay? You
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay, so on just the waste manager report, we have the 2 recycling bins that we had purchased a while ago. They came in there a week and a half ago. We're very satisfied with them. They turned out very well. We're just waiting to get our logos on them, and so it'll be identifiable just in case they're at a different site that we keep track of them. Some tires at the landfill as well have been picked up today. They'll pick the rest of them up when some of the snow, it's frozen in a few spots there. So once it unthaws, they'll be back to pick the majority of them up. So the waste site staff are continuing to pick up litter and debris from both sites, at the Mask Road site and the Sunrise site. Sue has registered us for the Household Hazardous Waste Day for June 19th, 2021, unless there are other restrictions handed down or whatever. But that's the projected date there for us to have the Household Hazardous Waste Day. The only other thing I have is the resolutions for the 2 RFPs that's been accepted.
And we have them signed, okay? Let's read it out and then we'll stop for questions, Dean, if they have any for you, okay? Let's read the motion first, please.
Moved by Carl Peel, seconded by Debbie Kuplinski, motion to accept the RPF for one diesel-powered 6-ton tandem axle truck with combination dump body spreader, snowplow and wing in the amount of $295,790.40, includes taxes from Valley Truck and Spring Service to be leased over 3 years.
Okay, you have a mover and a seconder. So any comments or questions on the motion? Those in favor? Unanimous, it's carried. Next one, please.
Moved by Carl Keel, seconded by Stan Koski, motion to accept the only tender in the amount of $47,855.50, including taxes, for a 2021 Ford F-2500 Series 3/4 ton 4x4 regular cab gasoline from Summers Ford, Killeen, Ontario.
Discussion on the motion. Any questions? All those in favor? Unanimous, it's carried. That's it? Anything else, Dean, besides the bills?
No, that's it for my report.
Okay, is there any questions of Dean? Go ahead.
I'm not sure if this is for Dean, but I'll bring it up now. Tommy Summers had asked me if I'm dredging the boat launch.
Dredging the boat launch?
Yeah, I don't know if we can do that or.
Oh, we can.
No, I don't think we can.
I don't think we can. I mean,
I think that's ministry.
well, I mean, we have to ask
Oceans and
permission.
fisheries and
But,
stuff.
what would be the purpose? I don't
Well,
understand.
just, I guess it's getting harder and harder to get boats in and out.
Because of the low
Not
water?
just because of the
No,
water.
There's that, well, you've got that cement pad and then it'll kind of drop at the end of it.
The way I understand it, doesn't drop like it used to drop. So he was wondering if there's anything we can do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, I thought maybe it might be a ministry thing.
It is a ministry thing.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't mean it's not, they may consider it. We have to ask, but do we want to do that?
Let me talk to Tommy again and find it exactly.
I think,
100%.
Stanley, were you talking to somebody? Because Stanley talked to me about this before, about dredging it. You had talked to me about it. Who
Yeah,
was
that's
talking?
absolutely, that's only good for one day.
Yeah.
Like, what's the use of doing it? It's all sand there.
See that, when that flood water comes in, that's gonna wash
When
everything you did.
When that water rises, closer to where it's normal, and you get a north wind there, and you get the waves rolling in, that'll be washed right full again.
Yeah.
Now, the
Yeah.
only thing I can see to make it easier for subtraction,
More
and I
cement,
don't think it would be all that extremely expensive.
more cement.
Have you ever been up Calabogie way there, Wobbin Lake?
Yeah,
That boat launch on Wobbin Lake has that screen there. It's shallow there, eh? And yet they can back down on that with a car, load their boat or.
So it's like
unload.
chains? It's like chains? So there's a
It's-
grip?
It's much like some of those wire, door mats,
Oh, yeah.
but it's all kind of, like a mesh,
How much are those, I wonder?
eh?
I wonder how much those are.
Well, it comes in a roll. So you can buy, I think, what you would need of it.
Would they let you put it in though? Would you have to ask to put it in?
I think we'd still have to ask them if we could put it in.
Yeah.
Now that particular boat launch on Wobbin Lake is looked after by the Ministry of Natural
So
Resources.
they'd be hard pressed to say no to us if they have it.
That's right.
Well, that's a good
anyhow,
idea.
If someone wanted to go up to see that there, I'd be willing to go with them for a drive and show them.
I'll take your word for it. I mean, if you're saying it works there, then okay, Dean, would you be able to find out, how much a roll of that would be? How much it would cost? And Stanley could talk to you another time about, what it is, or, Dean?
Yeah, no, I could do something like that. The only thing is, how would it be, like, some people like swim there and that, I've never seen that, Stanley, so I'm not sure how much of, like, if people walk on it or something, could it cut them, or how does that work?
Would hurt anybody to walk on it, it's literally not sharp. It's,
A lot of swimmers there. Okay.
it's not.
Well, yeah, Dean, Stanley is offered to go up there. If you had a free afternoon, maybe you could pick him up and you could take a drive down there and have a look at it, okay? Would that be okay?
That'd be good, yeah, because then just to see it, then you know for yourself, kind of thing. Yep.
I want somebody to touch it with their hands to make sure we don't have kids calling us that their feet were cut or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stanley, you don't mind going?
No,
Carl?
Could we check with the M&R if it's feasible to put it in there before
We do need to talk to the M&R about that. So Dean, could you also call the M&R and ask whether or not we could put such an item, and you can quote what Stanley says, exactly the same as they have in their lake?
Yep.
Okay. And if they say, no, you can't, I want to know why they have it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that's, so thank you for bringing that. So you can tell Tommy, we're not gonna dredge it because it's not worth it. It's just like it is. And, but we are looking at something else, okay? All right. Anybody else have something for Dean before we move to the bills? Dean, is there anything else?
Not at this time.
Oh, you gave it? Okay, so where you go?
Okay, I, Ted Brown, declare pecuniary financial interest with road and general voucher 2021.
All right, let's look at the bills, guys. It's in your package. Any questions of Dean on the bills? Brian, sorry.
Yeah, 22,515 and 22,597.
Okay, 515
Is the
Ministry of Finance. That's our OPP.
Yeah, no, so.
That's our installment, right?
Yeah.
We
so
make
my
installments.
question is, so how often do we pay them this?
Well, because the
Once
bills,
once a month.
once a month,
Once a month.
but I guess there's another one that got overlapped. Because
Yeah, I noticed there was two on it.
Yes.
I suspected that might be why.
Yeah,
And what was the other one?
Same, they're both OPP.
Oh, both of them were
in the
OPP,
same
yeah.
month.
Yeah, so it's just that it happened to overlap.
I just thought maybe we were double paying this for a month.
no.
No, we'll try not to. Anybody else have any questions? Carl?
22547.
22547. That's for,
She's the consultant for the the community safety and well-being plan.
Okay, I didn't.
She did that,
I just thought it was
she did that study or whatever. it
Yeah,
was.
she did the study, yeah. We're 5 municipalities together doing it.
so it would have been over $15,000.
Oh, yeah, more than.
Yeah, go ahead.
22573.
22573.
Well collector, 3,000.
Well, when do we get well to fix?
I don't know.
Street lights.
Dean? Oh, a street lights. Yeah, he was talking about it.
I thought they were guaranteed for how many years?
Well,
This was a line though, Carl. The tree had fell across the line that goes from post to post, and that's how come we had to get him to come and fix it.
$3,000 for a line from post to post, okay.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else have any questions on the bills?
Good.
Okay, we have a motion to pay them.
Moved by Brian McCoskey, seconded by John Jeffrey, to approve road and general voucher 02-2021 in the amount of $489,883.04.
All those in favor? Carried. Okay, thank you very much, Dean. You have a good evening. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Have a good evening, everyone.
19.
Good night, Dean.
Is there just the one page? There you go, thank you. All right, so then we're gonna go back up to Sue, your report, please.
Okay. All right, just to let everybody know that Dale has submitted the fire safety grant. And you'll notice in our package, we have to sign an agreement and to enter into the property, the grant.
Yeah.
And I just got it today and went through the deadline, so I quickly put together.
That's a 5,100?
Yeah.
Okay, it's $5,100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to do that resolution then?
Well, we can do it.
Oh, in our time, okay.
In
Yeah,
your
all right.
bylaws, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The tax working group had a meeting, included the finance treasurer, and we were discussing tax rates and decisions that the county has to make going to F&A. One thing you don't know if MPAC is going to do the reassessment based on 2020 or 2021. They haven't made that decision yet.
Wow,
So-
so we don't know that.
We don't know.
Well, how can we do anything without that?
Well, I mean, it just means that, well, next year, it could,
It'll catch up.
it'll be catch up,
Okay,
like,
catch
you know, it'll take into account
Yes.
the craziness of
Oh, my
everything.
God.
So, yeah, so they haven't made that decision.
Better issue next.
Also, the, March 15th, we received a letter saying that our asset management, remember we had
Yeah.
till July 1st? They've extended every one of those deadlines another year.
Good, oh, another year. Oh,
So we
good.
have until July.
Did I tell council we got the grant money though? I don't know if I told them that, because I was notified. How much was it, 42,900?
62,000, well, 49, yeah.
49,000 we got,
Yeah.
on a grant for our asset management.
Yes,
And we were supposed to have it done by the 1st of July, but she's telling us now they're extending it.
they're
So that's
extending it
good.
for a year.
Good.
There was three dates, and they're all extended for a year, so that's
Good,
good.
that's very good.
And Dale has been, and Dean have been working on getting our assets.
It's a huge job,
Yeah,
huge job. We're talking every culvert.
yeah,
We have to talk about every culvert in our township.
yeah,
It has
those
to
are
be recorded.
the core, which is the roads, the bridges, water and wastewater.
What's the
then-
benefit of that?
That's some accountants.
So there's no other benefit, right? It's just the money.
Well, the government thinks that we should have a better handle on all the stuff that we own, you know, so that we then can budget, put money aside. That was their idea of asset manager. I think it's a bunch of accountants got together and went to the government and said we need more jobs, so pass asset management.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Jeff Foss from the county also said that if any municipalities they've hired somebody, but they're willing to give their expertise to any one of us. But we're the PSD, so we're okay. And, yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, so then what about the copy of the wastewater? You have that?
There's resolutions.
Yeah, the resolution.
It's the resolution about that. So those those two are resolutions for
The
further.
the drinking water and then the financial report.
Yeah, oh yeah, the financial report and the drinking water, yeah.
Yeah, that's for down the road. Okay.
Or no, or no, you can do it.
That's what I wanted to do is short.
Sure,
review
sorry.
report. That's what I asked.
That's been a long meeting. Oh, yeah, that's under my report, yeah.
Yeah, that's
resolution.
what I thought we'd do it and clean it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so moved by Carl Keel, second by Ted Brown, that the council for the township of Kildow, Green Richards hereby approves the 2020 annual report for the Kildow drinking water system.
Comments? All those in favor? It's carried.
And so did you have,
Should be there underneath it, I thought.
Do I have to sign something?
no,
I thought I had that one given to you too.
Continue to check every time I sign something that I sign it down.
TCG. No, I don't have to, it was the financial statement.
I thought, because I had finance committee.
Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry, I found it, sorry.
Okay. Lots of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Moved by Debbie Kuplinski, second by Carl Peel, motion to accept the financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2020 for the Township of Peel, Haverhill, New York.
Discussion? All those in favor? It's carried. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, now I'm done.
There you go.
All right, that's it. Okay. Committee reports. Pay equity committee minutes. Who's the chair of that? Debbie, okay, go ahead.
Okay, moved by Debbie Kuplinski, seconded by Carl Peel, motion to approve pay equity committee meeting held on February 3rd, 2021, open and closed session.
Discussion? All those in favor? It's carried. Okay. Finance committee minutes?
And just a reminder, I signed those.
Oh, did you sign
Yeah,
already?
I signed
Oh,
it, yeah.
good, great.
And just a reminder that our next finance meeting is on the 1st of April at 9 a.m.
All day, just till Brian has to go.
Yeah, are you be able to make it, Ted? Okay.
Thank you. Oh, good, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, moved by Debbie Kuplinski, seconded by Ted Brown, motion to approve minutes of finance committee meeting held on April 27, 2020.
Discussion? All those in favor? It's carried. Thank you.
You signed it yet?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, then we'll move on to rec and culture. The minutes?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Moved by John Jeffries, seconded by Debbie Kuplinski, motion to approve the minutes of Recreation and Culture Committee meetings held on December 10th, 2020 closed, and January 6th, 2021.
Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Personnel committee minutes. Okay,
Okay. Okay, moved by Debbie Kuplinski, seconded by Carl Peel, motion to approve minutes of personnel committee meeting held on October 30th, 2020, and February 18th, 2021, open and closed session.
discussion. All those in favor? It's carried. The ward committee minutes.
Moved by John Jeffries, seconded by Debbie Kuplinski, motion to approve the minutes of the Ward System Review Committee dated November 16th, 2020.
Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Now, Brian, did you just want to give a highlight to council about, and invite them to the meeting then?
Yeah, okay, so we, at our meeting this week, the committee, we decided that we're gonna have another meeting with a full council, if we could, and that's scheduled for April
April 9th.
19th.
So write it down.
7 p.m.
To those not on that committee, write it down.
Yeah.
What day?
April 19th.
April, why didn't I write it down?
I don't know.
I'm giving everybody else crap.
There you go.
7 o'clock,
7 p.m.
And then 20th, you said there's a special meeting.
and then 20th we have a special.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good. And then we didn't talk about all those things then.
7 p.m.
All right, then we're gonna move on to correspondence. Report, pay equity, finance, recreation, and personnel. All right, so, we have, a couple of letters, from Tom Gibo, letter from Rick Shore, letter from Kevin Reagan. So you can pull those out. Of course, we've heard from, Tom before. Okay, any comments, on any of those three letters?
Is that lights, water?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think we should answer them. Is there, council, do you want to just send the letter that we've sent to the others? That we continue to work on the flooding on Round Lake and, you know, that's a consequence of that. Or do you want to do you want to have a meeting of that committee that's responsible for reviewing it and inviting them? What's council's wishes?
What,
I just sent a letter.
Send a letter to all of them, thanking them, and,
the one,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
would like confirmation on this. The one letter states that there was no lake there in 1919. Like,
I don't know what
where
was
did it
there.
come from, other states? Like,
Before 1919, there was no lake.
Somebody's gonna file a date since then, Karen.
Okay, so, show of hands that we send a letter to those three, gentlemen, in the same regard as we did for the others. Hands up. Thank you, it's unanimous, thank you
Ken,
very
I'd
much.
like to tell you, I don't remember a lake there in 1919.
The next letter is from Anna. So I read this over and then I seen your explanation, so it's not our responsibility to get a new address. That's up to each and every one of us.
But what happened in her case is, yes, her husband died, he
Yes.
got registered. The MSL listing that we get, which
Yes.
I sent her a copy, showed it going from her husband to her and gave us the address, Abbey Lane. So we sent it to Abbey Lane. So now she's blaming us, saying, well, I mean, how do we know what address? This is the address that we put. Don't you know you get a tax bill twice a year?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Okay. Can we talk about this in open?
But she sent it in open. She
Yeah, she
wanted council to
Yeah.
address it.
Okay. Council, questions? Okay, so then, oh, sorry, Brian.
Yeah, so just to understand, so she got the tax bills, but late.
Yes, because
She paid
She paid it all up, but she's requesting the interest.
you waived the interest and the.
Because she's saying that the administration staff changed the address. Well,
Yeah,
that's what we got from the MSL listing is what we changed it to.
See, it's up to
Yeah.
us.
So she said I thought I read there that, so she didn't know that it was MPAC, basically. So
That's
she's not, I think she's taken back some of that blame from here. I
Yeah,
just wonder if it wasn't a kind of an honest mistake were the tax bills going to her before or to her husband?
her husband. Her
So
husband.
she wouldn't have been realizing maybe when, or, when it changed over, I guess. I don't know how that. To me, there seems like some kind of a mistake there.
I'm just wondering how much we're talking.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
To be honest, I didn't figure out how much the interest was.
Can you have a look? Do you think, we're talking about $2 or $2,000?
No, we're talking about a couple $100.
A couple of $100. We have to be careful because we're gonna get lots of those. When Les died, I knew it was my responsibility to, to change all of that stuff. And because we were living at the same address, that's what they took off this, and the South thing, they said, send it. And our staff didn't know, like, nobody told them that the address was not Albany Lane. But it is council's decision. Any further questions? Okay, those that want to give her the benefit of the doubt, we waive those penalty and the interest. Pick up your hand. Okay, 3,
Or,
okay. It's majority, but I'm just so afraid you're opening the door, guys. Opening the door. Okay, so Sue, you can give it to her. All right, next letter is Reiki. That was interesting.
Yeah.
And he's offering it for free.
Yep.
I'd like to take the municipal and private roads. I'd like to know,
I'd like to have that one too.
yeah,
When I talked to Tyler, he suggested that, you know, it would be probably a good idea, like the building code act and property.
Yes,
for us too.
Yes.
Property
Oh, yes.
standards, that would be a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, and FIFA, you know, we've gone through that, and that's really your baby. Conflict of interest, surely to God, we all know what the conflict of interest is. Buying and sell and expropriating, well, the chances of us expropriating are not that big, and that would, I mean, open and closed meetings, you all know about that stuff. And planning act, well, we're just dealing with that right now at the county, you know, we're going through that. So, would he do it virtual, or
Yeah.
what?
Mhm.
yeah.
So who would be would he do it at night, like for us, or during the day, or what would he do?
He would have come.
Okay, we have to pay him to do his time, right?
Just
free.
He said if you
just
want him
travel.
to travel, so he'd come here.
He would come here, depending on the pandemic circumstances.
It
or
could
he
be.
Or he could do it virtually.
Yeah.
I'd rather if we paid him to travel, come here, I just think it's better learning in person than it is.
Yeah,
Well, could I suggest that all of us, we could take the municipal and private roads, and then the building code and the property standards, the two?
Yeah.
Now, he may have to come twice.
Yeah.
But that would be good, and we'll ask him to come in the evening, so we
Yeah.
could all be here.
Yeah.
How is that?
Well, if it's in the summer.
Could
I
you?
can come through the day.
Okay, well, that would make it easier.
Just like
We'll
we
have to
time
pay
to
him
get
Maybe he could do it.
one day, both in one
both in a
day.
day if we knew ahead
Okay,
of time.
could you
yeah.
ask him those questions?
Yeah.
And, so would everybody, wanna be part of that? Pick your hands up. That's good, really good. Okay, tell him those are the two we're interested.
Yes.
Say if we could have it in the summer, and if you could do it one day, half a day each, then we'd be good. Everybody good with that?
Yeah,
All right. The Corporation of the Township of Bonshire Valley. What's your wishes? Again, I'm gonna keep going.
We have a thing in our township that allows,
yeah, ATVs.
yeah.
Martha going to Wilberforce? The Municipality of Tweed, Camp Mishawaka, now they want their taxes written off.
They want total tax free.
Well, there you go. The guys that voted for it, you've got
But
another.
This is a little different, we're not taking the taxes off, we're just waiving the interest off. This is a full.
And are they, a religious camp or what are they?
Camp Lutherland.
I think they told me
Yeah,
that.
the Lutheran camp. yeah.
Go ahead.
Operated
It's
by-
on religious, look at the back page.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just have a question about the Baptist camp. Do they pay taxes there?
I think they do, yeah.
Now, this went before county council as
And we
well,
said no.
and they said no. Bollinger Valley, they said yes.
They said yes. That's the only ones we know of.
Yeah. So we have to figure out how much exactly.
We have to know how many religious camps we have, because they'll all be coming looking.
What, any idea what tax bill would be there for the camp?
You have to-
They're right on,
And they're talking about
it's the
rental
most
rates.
beautiful property.
They're talking about affordable rental rates. You do rent. It's not a religious camp shouldn't charge.
But that's the extent, that's what they're asking us for the exemption under the
I
religious.
know. But they do rent out their cabins and stuff, you know. They're not taking any money in.
Like, I know there's trailers and that, and if, my opinion, if they're charging the people to put their trailer there, that's
A
not
campsite.
the same thing as.
A church.
Yeah, they do rent out cabins and stuff. And so they're saying if we give them the tax off, they can give it at a better price.
Yeah, but
And it's only the municipal portion they're asking, because we can't write off the
Yeah, so
county or the school.
Yeah. But then if, they'd have to pay those two, wouldn't they?
That's right, yes.
Okay, anyways, it's up to council. Show of hands that you want to write their taxes off.
It would be a portion, like, because you.
Yeah, well, 47%.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a no. Media release, local residents.
Yeah, it's the survey done by the Community Safety and Wellbeing, like,
Yes.
and so
Okay,
we're getting closer to doing that plan.
here's the public consultation survey, okay, for anybody have any questions. This is from Kate O'Hara. She's the president of the Golden Lake.
They're also going to be forwarding submitting to the Holy River.
Are they really?
Yes,
Well, good,
and Rob Norris is pledging some money as well.
okay. Well, that's good news. What's your wishes on that one? No, she's asking us to support. Oh.
Yeah, right.
And she wants us to each personally.
Person, yeah.
Okay, so we can each personally do that then. AMCTO. Ottawa Valley Business, there's 2. Any comments on either one of those? The Barry's Bay Royal Canadian Legion branch,
I think that would be good if they have extra banners to put up.
sorry?
They're talking if they have extra veterans banners left over, that they put them up, or
Yeah, if they run out of space in Barry's Bay, they put up some banners.
from.
In the village.
From
Yeah.
September till the 12th of November.
Yeah,
I
why
agree.
wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So say yes, everybody
Yeah,
okay with that?
absolutely.
All right. Here's the hydrogen assessment, or are we done the
Oh, I
letter?
tried to understand that. I read-
No,
I
no,
went
you
through
res-
all
oh
that.
yeah, the ERON,
Yes.
okay, that's this one right here. Mhm.
I went
Now,
through-
council,
Not that on that.
no, we're on the
Yeah.
email from the warden.
Yeah,
So she's asking us to support this letter. Council, you know that this council has supported Lynn Davis in her efforts about 5G. If you support this letter, you are supporting 5G.
Well, it's coming, we won't say over the top.
you gotta.
I know,
I'm too much. These are on our desk tonight.
Yeah.
That was on the desk tonight. It's on the back of the, yeah.
But
All right.
the last road conference, we attended in Toronto, Ken and I came back and Lynn was out eating here and we told her we're not gonna
Yeah.
stop. It's
Yeah.
impossible for 5G to stop. Right, Ted?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, they told us there.
They told us there.
yeah.
Okay, well, council, the warden is asking if we support that, then you'll have to tell me, because we'll write a letter to support that motion or that letter.
I don't think we can support it. but
We're supporting and we're saying we're good with 5G.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not supporting.
Okay. Yeah, no letter.
No.
Okay,
It's not bad.
those of you that support writing that letter, pick your hand up. Okay, unanimous no, so we will not be writing the letter. Then, Solicitor General. Solicitor General with that new OPP detachment.
Now, I know that Stanley is probably going to talk about it, but Gwen from Madawaska Valley, we're gonna set up a virtual meeting to find out what exactly the board is going to
Look like.
Yeah,
See, they've been talking about this for a long time.
We won't have a lot of choice. We either go along with the plan and they'll give us an opportunity, according to what I read in here. Each municipality will be able to set, but it could be a member from the public and it could be a member, and there will be a member from each council within the
Area,
within the detachment
detachment
area.
area, yeah.
Will get an opportunity to sit on that. But, it does look like CPAC is going to be
Demolished.
gone. So, I had a chat here with Tammy on that this morning, and I guess, we might as well, go along with the plan, at least it'll, give us an opportunity to have a voice there. Eh?
Should we not object anyways? You know how much say we're gonna have in a place there.
Eh,
You know how much we're gonna have a say in that kind of a context.
well, I mean, it's got to the point now, even with CPAC, they literally don't even want
Listen,
the meetings. We're down to every 3 months. And, depends on what the issue is, they don't want to hear about it, like it's.
so they're saying the board composition would be 5 members. The minimum.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
They're going to be setting up a virtual meeting, so then maybe once we go to that, we'll be able to.
when is that?
Well, we're trying to set it up.
Okay, so, and then we could, maybe whatever member of council wants to sit in on that.
We'll forward it to all
To,
council.
okay, and whoever wants to sit here and listen, okay, I'll try to be here.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley, let's wait and see the virtual and then we can make a
that's
decision.
right.
Okay,
And, it's not like there is some time here, like, someplace in here, I did see it, it's, I think the 17th of June,
it says 7th of June, eh?
eh?
For me?
Do we need to go on camera?
Yeah,
June the 7th.
yeah, I'd like to do it, catch up.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's June the 7th. Okay, about the Bolshevik water master plan and, okay, just an update.
Yeah.
It won't take long. Okay,
Thank you.
all right, so she'll be in touch with us about that. And then here's the hydro G assessment that we paid for about the water. Any comments or questions?
I tried to read that today.
I sat down with the staff, they were walking me through it. I always look at the conclusion, as you know,
Yeah, that's where I went.
but they're saying that if somebody had a well and it's not very deep, you're gonna have water problems.
See, this one here, what I can see is, somebody drilled a well that's 44.2 meters depth, drilled 21.9 feet of bedrock, casing was 25.3. For drawdown, they can draw down 38.1 feet. So they got 38 to 940, they got 6 feet of water. You know, that's what I understand, I don't know.
Yeah,
What I understand is they can draw down to 6 feet and they still have water.
yes.
I don't know.
Well, it's, if your well is not deep, you're gonna have problems. That's just the way it is. And they're saying that basically, a drilled well ensures that you have
My
water.
well is 9 feet deep and I got 6.5 gallons a minute.
Now, Sue, did we agree that, did the committee that I set up about this, did we agree we were gonna send this?
I don't think so.
Did anybody think we were gonna send this to?
Not did anyone else?
No, I didn't know.
Think so.
Okay, all right, so that's for your information. Any further questions on that? All right, that's all the correspondence?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and we got into the bylaws then, the province fire safety.
Yeah, that's for that fire.
Grant, yes. You have Grande. Yeah.
Moved by Brian Kosky, seconded by Ted Brown. Motion for first and second reading of bylaw 14/2021 being a bylaw to enter into and to authorize the execution of funding agreement.
Okay. All those in favor? Carried. First reading short,
Please.
bylaw 14/2021.
Any questions? Second reading short,
Please.
Bylaw 14/2021.
questions? Motion for third.
Moved by Brian Kowski, second by Ted Brown, motion for third reading of bylaw 14/2021.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading short,
Please.
Bylaw 14/2021.
Bill will sign. Oh, yes. I had it out, but you did.
Do we leave these here, or
No, those are yours.
you guys put them yourself by health and safety training course?
Or whatever.
Any unfinished business? Any unfinished business? New business? Any new business? Okay, we have a couple of issues, updates in committee of the whole. Litigation and